was thinking pho.
Is it pho or pho?
It's pho.
I disagree.
I don't think you can just...
I disagree. Now I can do whatever I want. How's it gonna be spelled one way, but then just be something else? It's funny we had that conversation because I was talking to somebody, don't remember who, about Nevada. General. It was fucking General. And Anonymous was in the chat and he didn't help me at all. That's not your choice. Okay? You can't show up somewhere and tell me what this fucking shit is. Movie sequels by TheOdd1sOut. I don't really like movies that much. Okay? It's just, movies are just not really my thing. I don't really enjoy them all that much. I like movies and folding laundry, okay? I liked movie dates when I was in high school, but I'm grown now. I don't feel like I need to do that to live a good life. I feel like TheOdd1sOut the kind of guy who really likes movies, okay? So, you know, but I don't mind watching the Marvel movies and stuff like that. I understand them, they're fun and everything, but I mean, if I could do without them in a good Netflix series or a good Hulu show, that's enough for me. It really is. So let's get into it, man. Play.
Me, Jaden, Domix, Ross, and Aaron are all going on tour doing a show called Scribble Showdown. We're going to these cities on these dates. So if you want to see us play some drawing games live, then go to scribbleshowdown.com, link in the description.
Lit.
Please. Okay, enjoy the video now. Do you all remember that classic kids movie made in the 70s about a pig and a spider? Yeah, Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web, yeah.
Remember how it made us a lot of money? Wait, didn't we already have this conversation? Yeah, we did. But we're remaking this conversation with better graphics and Will Smith.
Yeah.
But why would we remake something that's already good on its own when we could be making something totally original?
Because that shit don't make money. Y'all be sitting here so confused. Why do you think there's a million beginner stories, origin stories of Superman? We already know the origin story of Superman, but that's why they make the movie, because you're already aware of it. Then they change around like a couple of safe things because it worked one time, so why not just do the same thing again? Or something. Yeah, I feel very strongly about this. You haven't noticed. I'm tired of watching the same shit. I hate it. I hate that kind of repetition. I love redundancy. I hate that kind of repetition though. Not the same. Like.
Because, Ethan, we don't want to take risks, and this will make us more money.
Yeah!
But won't it be obvious to the audience that we're only doing these remakes for the money?
Nope.
They'll watch it anyways.
Nope. They don't care.
I don't want you to think that I think that all sequels and remakes are bad. One of my favorite movies is a spin-off. And I'm very excited for the remake of The Dark Crystal to come out. And if you think I'm gonna make a video talking about it when it comes out, you are absolutely correct. So Disney is remaking a bunch of classical movies into live action. They did it with Tarzan, Alice in Wonderland, and they did it with 101 Dalmatians twice. And as someone who enjoys cartoons a little too much, I think it would be cool if they remade Treasure Planet or Atlantis into live action.
See? That don't even sound like a bad idea, does it? Like you hear this shit and you hear the rant, but the second they bring up Atlantis, another remake, I'd be like, I'd probably watch it.
Both of those movies are underrated and have a lot of high-stake action-packed adventure that would be perfect for a reboot. And if they did get a reboot, it would introduce a new generation of kids to these awesome movies. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure Disney has good reasons for making sequels and spin-offs. Speaking of Disney sequels, I bet some of you forgot the very old straight-to-VHS Disney sequels. I try to forget about them every day. You can have your own opinion on the Disney sequels, but all the ones that went straight to VHS are terrible. Even The Lion King 2? That one emo lion was kinda hot. Did I stutter? I know.
No, you didn't. We heard you loud and clear, my friend.
All those sequels were technically done by a different studio, but let's just hope that Disney will finally break the bad sequel streak with Frozen 2. Or they should just let it go, straight to VHS. Some franchises like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings have long overarching stories that are designed to have multiple installments, and as long as the studio doesn't stretch out one book into 3 movies, then those types of movies are absolutely fine. But I don't want to talk about those movies. I want to talk about sequels to standalone films. Now, I believe that a sequel to a standalone film can be done, but it's a delicate process. Because in the first movie, you establish the characters in the world they live in, then the protagonist has to overcome a problem, usually defeating a villain, and then the characters live happily ever after, and the story is all wrapped up nicely with a bow, and just, what a nice story we got there. I'm just gonna set it down and watch it from time to time and not change it one bit. But then a sequel comes along and says, oh, you thought the characters lived happily ever after? And then rips off the nice bow and says there's another more evil villain who wasn't mentioned in the first movie for some reason. If a sequel turns out bad, it can devalue the original movie. There's a reason we don't talk about Atlantis 2 or Pocahontas 2. Or Mulan 2, or Hunchback 2, or Aladdin 2, or Cinderella 2, or Beauty and the Beast 2, or Tarzan 2.
I've seen like most of those. My sister loved Disney movies. I've seen most of those.
So that's why.
Here's the trailer of Tarzan 2. I don't know how much of this we can show, but we're gonna show some of it. That shit 100% happened. Monster? I loved the accent on that character. I thought it was so fucking good.
Atlantis 2 or Pocahontas 2. Or Mulan 2, or Hunchback 2, or Aladdin 2, or Cinderella 2, or Beauty and the Beast 2, or Tarzan 2.
Tarzan 2 has got a cute accent.
So that's why I'm always impressed whenever a good sequel is made. And a studio that I think does an amazing job at making sequels is called DreamWorks. I've noticed a pattern with DreamWorks franchises that I've coined the DreamWorks trequel paradox. I think the right word might be trilogy, but I'm just going to say trequel.
I like
trequel. You see, DreamWorks has a track record of creating amazing sequels, but pretty subpar trequels. Here's what I mean. Now, keep in mind that these are not my opinion. These reviews are objectively correct facts. And also, I just want to say I know that these movies are kids' movies, but I like animated movies more than real ones. And I'm a cartoon character, so Shrek 1. Great movie, great characters, great message, 10 onion layers out of 10. Shrek 2, it's the first movie in history to be better than the original, and it created the best music video of all time. I need 11 heroes out of 10. Shrek 3? Not in my swamp. Okay, I know we might not all agree, but here's another
example. A lot of people love Shrek 3, but
Kung Fu Panda
whatever.
1, perfect movie.
Good
Any
movie.
movie with anthropomorphic animals is always a win in my book. I
It was
think
a good
we have a
movie.
best-selling franchise on our Panda Paws. Kung Fu Panda 2, just as good as the original.
Decent.
How many sequels have an animated bird as a villain? Besides Stuart Little 2. So far, we got 10s across the board, but then Kung Fu Panda 3 comes along and... I'm sorry, Jablinski, I just wasn't feeling this one.
I didn't see the third one, so I should probably watch it because I watch his gaming channel, so I feel like I need to watch all his movies.
Which is why I was so worried for How to Train Your Dragon 3, and let's just say the DreamWorks trequel paradox didn't break its trend. However, there's one franchise that doesn't follow the DreamWorks trequel paradox, and it haunts my dreams. Works. And that franchise is Madagascar. I remember loving this movie as a kid, and apparently I wasn't the only kid who enjoyed it because it made $193,595,521. So DreamWorks made 2 more of these movies, and created the thing that haunts my dreams. Now, personally, I don't really care for these movies. They're fine. I haven't rewatched them at all, so 5 out of 10. But there's another movie in this franchise. A movie that shouldn't be as good as it is, and honestly, I'm a little embarrassed to admit that it might make the list of my top 5 favorite movies.
Really?
I don't think enough people are talking about this movie, so I'm going to be the one who breaks the ice. That metaphor is relevant because we're talking about Penguins of Madagascar. Penguins of Madagascar is the best movie that features penguins ever. Better than Happy Feet and Happy Feet 2.
No
and
way.
It's 1,000 times
great.
more realistic than March of the Penguins.
Absolutely
There's a
not.
scene where
Those
the
are-
penguins fall off an airplane and go hopping from one airplane
that's
to another.
right, yeah.
It's so entertaining, and it's all done in one continuous camera shot. So I'm not talking with a hint of irony when I say that this scene is a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah.
I don't remember when I first watched
I forgot that I'd fucking seen
Penguins of
that.
Madagascar. It came out when I was 18, so I'm probably not the target demographic. But I remember after watching it thinking, wow, that's a good movie. And I didn't think about that movie again until years later on Halloween night 2018. I was in a Discord call with some friends who were also spending their Halloween night behind a computer. And
like cool
naturally, we were
boys.
discussing which Madagascar sequel was better. Some people actually liked the second one, which was surprising. And I said, well, no matter what you think of the sequels, at least we can all agree that Penguins of Madagascar is better than both of them, right? And everyone in the call was like,
What?
what are you talking about?
What?
And instead of watching a scary movie that Halloween night, we all virtually watched a movie about penguins together, and I think everyone liked it. Okay, let's talk about another studio, Pixar. Pixar movies do a good job at appealing to a wide audience. Kids like them because they're a cartoon, and adults like them because of their heavy themes like old people dying. Almost every movie Pixar has made has been a cinematic classic. Penguins in Madagascar, however, is not one of those emotionally inducing movies. It doesn't teach a thought-provoking life lesson. It's an hour and a half of penguins fighting an octopus, and I love it. Every morning when I watch Penguins in Madagascar, I feel like a kid again. I am jealous of the writing in this movie. Okay, there's one fart joke, but that's my only complaint. Now, do I think Penguins is better than all of these Pixar movies? No, definitely not. But I do think this movie is really good, and IMDb gave it a 6.7 when it clearly deserves a 10. I don't know if this video convinced you to watch Penguins in Madagascar, but if you're retroactively looking for the next summer blockbuster movie to watch, then it's got my recommendation. James, are you being sponsored by Penguins? I wish. There wasn't really a point to this video. I just wanted an excuse to talk about my favorite DreamWorks spinoff.
Well, I wish I would have known, because then I would have worn my penguin hat. I have one, so we could use that to discuss. And I think we can find that scene that he was talking about. Yeah, here we go. I don't remember when I watched this, but I've definitely seen this scene. I make my own options. Yeah, I've 100% seen this shit. It's so funny to watch him flap his wings.
Good, it's only 11:30. Follow me, boys! We're going in hot!
It turns into like a flaming meteor of Penguin's death.
Then I would suggest a mid-air transfer.
Another one, let's go.
Try pretzel strike. Yeah, more height.
I like how the people in these movies become like objects. I really appreciate that. Also, they would have just killed that entire plane of people. Parachutes. How convenient. How convenient, and yet disappointing. And that's how you do it. That's how you be Super Penguin Boy. I don't know what in that is going to be left, but I'm going to enjoy editing it, because then I get to watch it twice. We'll see y'all in the next one, man. Peace.